All day, reactions have been pouring in from both sides of the aisle as California lawmakers mourn the death of Congressman Doug LaMalfa and what happens next for his seat.
ABC 10 State Matters political reporter Jenny Huh is live at the Capitol with the latest on how elected officials are responding.
Jenny, tell us, what are you hearing from our state leaders today?
Chris, Laura, good evening. A solemn day at the Capitol indeed, and like you both said, it's bipartisan mourning that is happening. The general consensus is that the congressman was someone who was very dedicated and delivered for his district, really caring about those rural California issues like agriculture, water storage, wildfire prevention, and even recovery efforts. And another example of how solemn it has been today. Senator Roger Nilo of Fair Oaks is typically very readily available for interview requests, but actually passed on commenting today because he is in fact grieving the loss of a friend and colleague. Here's my conversation with our legislators.
Shock and disbelief, like I still can't believe this is really real. It's been a tough morning for sure.
A grief-stricken Tuesday at the California Capitol, lawmakers paused to honor the political and personal legacy of Congressman Doug LaMalfa.
He was a big fan of NASCAR, and I would say he drove like a NASCAR driver.
Assemblymember James Gallagher sharing fond memories, describing LaMalfa as a mentor and big brother, and that he got his start in politics working as a 22-year-old fellow for then Assemblyman LaMalfa.
I owe a lot of that to him.
Gallagher also recalling what he says is classic Doug LaMalfa, getting to each State of the Union address early to grab good seats and staying late after to meet with the president, regardless of party.
I remember him talking about political signs. You got to put them in the right spot where they get the most exposure.
A Republican congressman, yes, but remembered as proof of bipartisanship.
Doug was a person that I could talk to, and we discussed issues that we didn't necessarily agree on, sometimes be the only Republican in a meeting of 10 or 12 Democrats.
LaMalfa was a fourth-generation rice farmer and represented California's first congressional district since 2013, serving in both the state assembly and Senate prior to that. Recently, the congressman was outspoken in opposing Proposition 50, the state's temporary redrawing of its congressional maps. Prop 50 passed and redrew LaMalfa's district, though he was adamant about running for re-election.
Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. We talked as recently about a week ago about him continuing to run for a fight for rural California and run for re-election even after the Prop 50 news came out, and I'm just going to miss him.
LaMalfa, a strong incumbent and reliant member of the California Republican delegation, the chairwoman saying this when asked about LaMalfa's successor.
That's a discussion for tomorrow.
That's a good sales pitch.
Again, the Republican Party is stressing that right now is the time to mourn, but soon they will face that urgent question of who is going to succeed Congressman Doug LaMalfa, especially as their majority in Congress is getting slimmer. Live at the state capitol, Jenny Huh, ABC 10.